A reading from producer David Merrick to the public, 1966, quote, "Rather than subject the drama critics and theater-going public who invested $1 million in advance sales to an excruciatingly boring evening, I have decided to close Breakfast at Tiffany's." End quote. Yes, the most anticipated musical of the season had shuttered at the Majestic Theater after only 4 previews.
Despite the star power of Mary Tyler Moore and Richard Chamberlain in the 2 leads, audiences did not take to this story. Merrick panicked and fired original book writer Abe Burrows and replaced him with that great musical comedy writer, Edward Albee. Albie's version is still one of the most talked about scripts in musical theater history because he had Holly become a figment of the main character's imagination, and every time that she attempted to defy him, he threatened to erase her from his writing and from life. People around Broadway called it "Who's Afraid of Holly Golightly?"
Now, despite the number of different book writers, it's interesting to note that songwriter Bob Merrill pretty much kept his score intact, regardless of who was writing the script, whether it was Abe Burrows, Edward Albee. There was also another version that ended with Holly dead in heaven, being rained on by quarters for the ladies' room. It was very bizarre. It's a lot of LSD, I think, in this time. And honestly, Merrill's score, it was pretty good, so why change it for the book writer? To show you what I mean, here with Holly and Jeff's Act 1 finale from Breakfast at Tiffany's are Beautifuls, Alaina Mills, and Bandstand's Andrew Leggieri. Come on up, let's see some Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I think she's gonna need a bell tone.
Hey, I heard that, Buster. I heard that, goddamn you. What makes you think you're some Billy Graham?
Go on to bed, sleep it off, it'll pass. You'd go on to bed if you had any class.
Go on, go to bed, sleep it off, it'll pass. You'd go on to bed if you had any class. I'm just not the type of a dame to get bullied and bossed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
That's right.
Get lost.
I might just do that.
Who needs her? Who needs her? If I want to get my brain really scrambled, I don't need her. If I'm looking for a war, there's war in Africa, chaos in Asia, crime in the streets. You're not the only human catastrophe, sorry, sweets. Do I need her? Well, I just might. A masochist meets the sadist, and both of them dance all night. For picking a loser, I own the original copyright. Who needs her? 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 And she couldn't need me less.
Go on, go to bed, sleep it off, it'll pass. You'd go on to bed if you had any class.
Would you listen to that basket case?
I heard that, Buster. I heard that, you fink.
What's worse than a dame that don't know how to drink?
Forget me not. I'm no good for you. You need me like a hole in the head.
Like a hole in the head.
That's what I said.
Aren't you droll?
Like a head in the hole. If I'm looking for a war, there's war in Africa, chaos in Asia, all within reach.
She's not the only human calamity on the beach. Do I need her to twist my guts? A hillbilly lacking in class, and for my money off her nuts. An accident waiting to happen, you'll see that I'm right.
Your butt.
Who needs her? Who needs her? The outcome just has to be total catastrophe. Who needs her?